Hi, this is Thomas Posen with Montreal Electronic Music. Welcome to episode 3 of the Artist Interview podcast series. In this episode, I interview the Montreal techno DJ Yorel. We talk about his approach to DJing, the underground electronic music scene in Montreal, and music culture more generally. You're in for a great episode, so let's get to it. Okay, so I'm in the studio with Yorel, and your name is Anthony?
Yes, he's Anthony.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about, you're from France.
I'm from France and I'm arriving in Montreal 2 years ago.
Okay.
A bit more, yeah.
So right in the middle of COVID.
Exactly.
Or was that when COVID started, or was it like...
That already starts since like 5 months.
Oh, okay.
A bit more, yeah. Something
Okay,
like
I like to forget about it.
Yeah.
But that was the moment that you bought a DJ controller?
Yeah, about that, just before to arrive in Montreal, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be blocked 2 weeks in my bedroom because at this moment you cannot go out to your house. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna buy a controller because like this for 2 weeks I'm gonna just improve DJing.
Yeah.
And that start like this. So thank you to the COVID.
Yeah. That's not something we say too often, but I was thinking, did you buy the DJ controller because you wanted to make a party in your own house?
No, because I really wanted to be DJ.
Okay, this is something you saw.
I got so many tracks with time, so I was like, the best way to play these tracks is just to be DJ.
Yes.
So I start like this.
And there's something fun about listening to your music as a DJ, right? Because then you're mixing it together and actually interacting with it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. If you're gonna explore music, just DJ it.
Is the best way.
Yeah.
It's the best way.
So how did you get into DJing?
Okay, so I'm always listening music, whatever I do, like everything. So I'm just addicted to the music. And for me, the best way to take off this addiction was to play music. So like this now, I'm playing, doing DJing, and soon producing. So I'm gonna be into the music. So always
Full
on the music. So that's why.
So you're addicted.
I'm addicted completely. And I'm happy to be addicted to that.
Yeah, I think it's a good addiction to have.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Okay, good. So what artists have inspired you?
So I really love like Joseph Capriati, Carl Cox, and Marco Carola because when they are mixing, there is like amazing atmosphere. They are so much like representative and I don't know.
Yeah,
they have like a big move, like they are like energetic. So I really like enjoy when I look at them mixing.
Yeah, they kind of bring an atmosphere that's infectious and gets everybody involved in the it's amazing. So Marco Carola, I know Carl Cox, and you said Joseph
Capriati is Italian DJ making techno music, and he's like composing music since like 10 years, maybe 15 years.
Now Carl Cox, I know, will go for really long. He'll do incredibly long sets. Is that something you aspire to do, or
exactly?
Something?
Okay. Like I saw Cox few times, like maybe 5 times. He's always like making so different style of music, like house to techno. So he's like the example.
Yeah, he covers all the bases.
Yeah.
That's okay. So how would you describe your own style?
Okay, so I really, really love like techno music, and my style is like techno peak, but with heavy drops. Like I like when there is like stop music for a few seconds, and when it's coming back, it's really like strong, you know?
Okay, big sound, lots of bass.
Yeah, and I also love tech house, and like this kind of tech house, like groovy and going fast with drums, like this kind of tech house.
Okay, and you mentioned like a tribal sound, so like with hand drums, so more acoustic layers, or okay, so a cross between acoustic and like electronically produced traditional techno sounds. So because when we think of like a techno sound is produced on a drum machine, right? So it's going very, very consistent.
Yeah.
But when you introduce some tribal elements, it's off the grid, right?
Exactly.
And so you like the combination of those two?
I love the combination of both of them. Like could be like with someone making drums, or could be like electronic one. There is also now, I just found that thanks to 2 DJ I saw in Montreal, the neighborhood, they used to play like electronic drums. And since I saw that, I'm like, I really need to maybe buy that and incorporate it to my set music.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic that you're being influenced also by the thing that you're playing in. That's what makes Montreal so special.
Yeah, it is. It's really like artistic city.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so you're from France.
Exactly.
Okay. And when did you come to Montreal?
Like 2 years ago. And I
2
started
years
my
ago.
DJing career in Montreal.
Okay. During COVID, you arrived.
Exactly.
Okay. And so you've started. Did you want to DJ before you moved here, or did you get inspired to DJ because you moved here?
Just to arrive here in Montreal, I bought like a little controller.
Yeah.
Because I knew I'm gonna be stuck 2 weeks in my house without go out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna be blocked in my apartment with this. So for 2 weeks, I was like practicing, watching YouTube. So I start like this.
Yeah.
In my
Okay.
bedroom, thanks to the COVID.
Yeah. So COVID
Thanks.
was the catalyst of this artist project.
Exactly.
And did you get the DDJ 400?
In
Pioneer?
France.
Okay.
In France,
okay.
just before to leave.
Okay, so that's fantastic. So so you came to Montreal. You weren't 100% like that wasn't you didn't come to Montreal to DJ. You came for a different reason and then kind of fell in love with it
Exactly, yes.
in the scene.
But I am in love to music since like 2015. Since I've been to Australia in the Bush party and I discovered music there.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I thought techno music was like David Guetta. Or
Yeah.
I mean, he did good stuff before, but was like commercial music. And then when I discovered the real techno and psytrance music and everything like this, I'm like, okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I need to do it.
Yeah, because you don't typically hear it on a radio. You have to actually go to a venue to experience it. And part of that experience is what is totally changes everything. Hearing it on your car on crappy speakers
Yes.
doesn't do techno justice. Well, let's listen to a little bit of a track. This is a track you said you would play kind of at a peak hour.
Yes.
And it
It's always a pleasure when there is this one. It's really energetic and people love it.
So this track is by, let's see here, it's Belu Colombo.
Yes.
Okay, and Moments of Beginning. So we'll listen to kind of the break and a little bit of the drop, and then we'll get back to some questions here. Okay, so that was a track that you would play in a peak hour, and I think it'd be super effective.
Yeah.
That track would hit hard.
Yeah, I like when it's kicking hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking during the break here. You couldn't hear the audio, but we were talking about the different elements of the track and kind of how it has a straight bass line that doesn't move, but we have some of these chords in the background, but it's a short chord duration. It's like every 2 bars or something, so it creates an incredibly hard driving rhythm. It's not quite progressive house in the sense of its harmonic journeys or anything. It's more of a rhythmic drive that gets you in a trance state, and I think that's in part why techno is so appealing.
Yeah.
You really get into a meditative state.
You say everything.
Thank you. Yeah, you bet. All right, so let's move on to another question here. So, what do you like about DJing? And now you're producing, but let's start with DJing. What do you like about DJing?
I love to share my music. I love to see people dancing, smiling, to see the atmosphere I can bring, and just enjoying that. Because since the beginning, I really like see this atmosphere changing when I'm mixing, and I'm like, yes, I love it. When I'm working, I have like a result and a good one, because DJing is not like only now you make music. It's like before, and I work a lot, and when I see that that's working, I'm like really grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the artistry with DJing is in part just making sure we're both in the video here. Let's see. Okay, there we go. No, that's good. Okay, so the artistry is in part preparing beforehand, right? So making a set that you think is going to work, and then also responding to the crowd.
Yeah.
Right, and then responding and giving them, whatever they need. Maybe they need a break. Maybe they need more energy and so forth, and bringing that. And so it seems to me that being a good DJ is also being able to read the room.
Exactly.
So that's something that you like doing?
I can really understand what they need at the moment. Like sometimes when it's not enough strong, you can see people like going away. And when you put a strong track, everybody's coming up. So you're like, okay. And I think I understand what they want.
Yes.
And then you improve in the way you just check. And this is like the job.
So you're improvising while you're DJing?
Mainly not. Mainly I really like work. I just like to know who is mixing before and after.
Yeah.
And I like to put my playlist thanks to them.
Okay.
But on the way, I like to sometimes change about. I can check like what they need. Yeah.
A conductor in an orchestra. People often wonder, like, what does a conductor do, right? Because if you're a violinist, they're the one actually playing the music. But the conductor is the one that rehearses with all of the musicians beforehand, building the performance over the time. So the conductor has a massive role in the process of making sure the entire concert goes over well. But all of the preparation happens beforehand. And for DJing, there's a tremendous amount of preparation that happens before the event, right? And so that's where a lot of the work is.
Yeah. Not everyone knows that before you work a lot. They just think you arrive, you put your key, but
Right.
it's not like this.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of building beforehand. On that topic more generally, do you find that there are any misconceptions about electronic music?
What do you mean about misconception?
Well, I guess like I think you were talking earlier about how you initially thought techno was sort of David Guetta and kind of this thing, but actually there's a lot of styles of electronic music, right? Do you feel like there are any other kind of common beliefs that are incorrect?
No, for me there is so many kind of music, and all of them are so beautiful to listen. So for me, there is not misconceptions.
Okay. Okay.
There is not any.
Okay. Let's move to this question. What are some of your favorite venues in Montreal?
Okay, so I really love like a good sound system. For me, it's the main thing for me to go in the club. So I really love stereo.
Yeah.
The sound system quality is just pure.
Yep.
And I like also Salon d'Armée and Le Live Art, because I like the atmosphere, how it is. Like it's like tall wall and red lights, and also there is good vibe there. I don't know what they do. There is always good vibe. So
yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
In addition to, I mean, if we could have really good sound quality and a good atmosphere with good staff and so forth, it's like the absolute best. And how have you? I think we got to this question about the underground scene here.
No, I think we didn't speak about.
Okay, let's talk about that. What do you think about the underground scene in Montreal, the underground electronic scene?
I'm really surprised because it's harder than what I was expecting.
Okay.
Before to arrive here, I was just mixing techno peak, kind of like 128 BPM.
Okay.
But since I'm here, it's really like hard techno.
Okay.
So now, thanks to that, I'm like improving and just getting harder my techno because
Yeah.
here is really like hard techno, if I can say, the mainly techno music there is here.
Yeah.
So
When you say hard, are you looking at a higher BPM?
yeah, it's
okay.
getting faster. It's like 145, like
145. Wow.
yeah. They really love like not, if I can say, commercial DJ techno,
Okay.
but more like hard techno DJs.
Yeah.
Like I just there is so many DJs that I never heard before that.
Yeah.
But I know all the techno DJ before. I mean,
Yeah. So it's about
Commercial
this
one.
hard, like
yeah,
very
it's
intense.
something different here. It's
You know,
more,
and I was thinking when you raise the BPM, you shorten the amount of time between kicks, right? Because you're at a faster BPM, so every kick is arriving faster, which means that you have more restrictions on what you can put after the kick and between the kick, right? So actually, as we increase the BPM, the amount of artistic restrictions that are there also seems to increase. And so to innovate in that style, you have to push it even further, right?
exactly.
So there's different types of innovation when you're at a really high BPM. It's fascinating. All right. And then here's a question. So you started 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're playing in shows now, which is really exciting. And you're also playing on March 11th at the Sanctuary, which we're really excited about for the tune-up
Yeah,
event.
I'm so glad. I
And,
just have the answer this morning. I was like, oh my god, yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I think we're
guess.
all going to dance hard. It's going to be at peak time too, so that's going to be great.
The closing.
And yeah, exactly. Closing.
Love it.
So you're going to bring the energy. So you're willing to stay up late. You like long nights and full,
Yeah.
huge events, and that's something that's also big in Montreal, right? All the way until 10,
There is
11
so many
a.m.
clubs, so many. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I really thought it's gonna be small city, just few clubs, but there is so many opportunity to enjoy the music here.
Yeah. It's a great place for live music, and also going late to the night. I mean, even though most of the clubs close at 3, there are some other underground venues that go later.
There's good surprise.
Yeah, exactly. You have to look for them. Great. And then let's actually just quickly, you've started producing. What's your goal as a producer?
My goal, why I want to produce?
Yeah.
I just want to be more like. I don't want to speak about to be international, but I really want to improve and understand music more deeply.
Okay.
And thanks to that, I can gonna share my music.
Yeah.
Thanks to that, I'm gonna be like into the music. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess as a DJ, you're reading the room and then you're thinking of tracks that would be appropriate for that time. As a producer, it's like the next step in that process.
And exciting one. It's really exciting one.
Well, I'm excited to hear what you make.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's hard and driving like some of the stuff we heard earlier.
I'm gonna share you that, of course.
Excellent. So that was Yorel. Thanks for this interview.
Thank you to invite me here.
Absolutely.